Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Glory Wings. My name is Nick and here is my story how I became a cabin crew at the age of 32. So let's get started. So first of all, let's speak about my educational background as in what have I studied. So I have done my bachelor's in science and majors in computer science, and also I have done my master's in marketing and sales. Now you will say, why have you studied so much? Because if you wanted to be a flight attendant, this is because of my parents. My parents always told me that um, no matter what is the qualification required to be a flight attendant or to be a cabin crew, in life you will get promoted. And in case if this plan of yours or if you're not able to achieve this dream of yours of becoming a flight attendant, at least you will have plan B or open. And that is exactly what came into my rescue. I was giving interviews for many Indian and international airlines, wherein I was not getting selected for after giving so many interviews. In the present company where I'm working right now, I have given interviews 6 times, and seventh time I got selected into this company. So you can imagine the process and how many times I had to make up my mind and I had to keep going in order to get selected. Talking about my rejections, let's talk why was I getting rejected in the first place. I believe every time I used to get rejected, I used to go back home and think about what went wrong this time, because sometimes I was rejected in the first round, sometimes I managed to go till the final round, and that's when I was rejected. So every time I used to analyze. So basically, it was a lot of it was a lot of different issues, I would say, that used to small thing that used to go wrong. But now I think about it, I know what was the problem. Initially, communication and your confidence is number one. Any international airlines that you want to work for, the first thing they look for is your communication skill. How good are you at communication? Because at the end of the day, when we are working inside a flight with the passengers, that's something that comes handy, because unless and until you do not connect, you do not communicate with the passengers, how will you make it, right? So that is the number one thing. I had to work on my communication skills, and I'm still working on my communication skills today. Number two, your appearance. I come from a middle class family, to be honest. I did not know how to go for a cabin crew interview. How do you groom yourself when you go for a cabin crew interview? So every time I went for the interviews, that's when I learned. I looked at other guys around me, those who came for the interview. I looked at other experienced cabin crew, those who came for the interview. And I believe this is the reason I tell everyone that if you don't know how to groom yourself, you need to start somewhere, right? So when you go for an interview, you interact with other candidates, those who come for interview, and that's how you learn how to groom yourself. What is the company expectations expecting out of you, basically? So when I went, I saw other guys. I came back home. I learned. Next time, every second time, third time, fourth time I went for the interview, I was getting better and better. Also, when I went back home, I was working on myself. I was working on my communication skills. I was working on my confidence level. I was making sure that I was not getting nervous when I was speaking to the interviewers, and I was highlighting enough of my qualities so that they understand what asset, what are the basically values that I'm bringing to the company. That's why every time I used to get rejected, yes, you do feel bad that you are getting rejected, and especially when you know in yourself that you do have the qualities and you will make an amazing cabin crew if you become one day. But the thing is, you should have the quality of going home and realizing what went wrong this time, and you need to work on it and make sure next time you go, you overcome that hurdle that's coming between your dreams, right? So coming back to my story, so after I worked in India for around 3 4 years, I decided that I should actually move abroad, and as I didn't had much saving working for 3 4 years, I decided Dubai is the best option to move abroad. And also I had few of my friends working there and they were getting better paid, better opportunities in sales and marketing. So that is the reason I moved to Dubai, um, just on a visit visa, um, dreaming in my head that I will get an amazing job. And I went there and I struggled for around 3 months. And I did manage to get a good job in Dubai. I worked in Dubai for 1 year, and while I'm telling you that I was doing all this, I was also going for cabin crew interviews in between whenever I used to get time. In Dubai again, I went for Emirates interviews as well. I appeared for Emirates Open Day because the Open Day usually happens in Dubai. So it was, as I was in Dubai, it was easy for me to go for interviews there. So I did, but the number of candidates who apply for Emirates Open Day is so much, that it's impossible. It seems really impossible to go to the next rounds, because I remember I went for one of the open days at one of the locations in Dubai. It was one of the hotels there. And when I went for the open day, basically open day is a round where you just go and drop your CV. And I think it was a public holiday when they had kept the open day. There was more than 5,000 candidates, those who had actually come for the interview for dropping their CV. And that day, the traffic was so much that the company had to finally, like cancel the open day completely, because people were literally fainting on the streets because it was so hot on the streets and there was no place inside the hotel for us to sit down. So company had to literally cancel down the interview. Um, so work after working in Dubai for like 1 year, I used to work in a logistics company in sales and marketing, and I got a good opportunity. So I was offered a sales executive role in Qatar duty free in Qatar. So that's when I moved to Qatar. I worked in this company for around 4 years, and again kept on applying for different airlines. I went for open days in different companies for different airlines like Etihad. I went for interviews for Emirates and all these different international airline companies. Big disclaimer here. In case if you guys are wondering why am I not mentioning the name of the company I'm working for, because as a part of the policy of the company, we are not supposed to disclose the company in any way. Again, as I am working for the company, I need to stick with the policies of the company. So I will not mention the name of the company that I'm working for, but you can always figure it out. It's one of the best airlines in the world. It's an international Gulf airline. These are the hints that I can give. So coming back to my story, after working for 4 years, I was almost 31 years of age. And by this time, I had started losing hope, because every time you go for interviews you hear that all these companies have got a age restriction, which is basically not mentioned on their website. um, so this age restriction I'm talking about is not mentioned on the website, but always when you go for an interview you hear from people that, oh, after 29, 28, 30 they don't hire people. Only if you are an experienced cabin crew they might hire you, otherwise they don't hire you. So I had the same belief that since I'm already 30, they will definitely not hire me to be a cabin crew. This company will not hire me. But after working for 4 years, also you know, I had lost 90% of my hope. But then, when you are an aspiring cabin crew, when you really love the job and you really want to be a cabin crew, I had started enjoying giving interviews for so many years. I had actually started enjoying the process of going for interviews. So because when I used to go for interviews, I used to love interacting with all the lovely boys and girls, those who used to come for interview. There is a finesse. There is something in the air when you go for an interview. There's pressure. You go well groomed for the interview, and the interviewers they come introduce their company to you, and they talk about the perks of being a cabin crew, how's your lifestyle is gonna be. So, after giving interviews for so many years, I had started loving the process of even going for the interview and going and sitting amongst these candidates, those who want to become a cabin crew. So, with this hope, this was the seventh time I appeared for this company's interview, and basically, what was going in my mind was, I'm 32. I don't think so. I will get selected, but what's the problem in giving interview? So I went with the same positive attitude through the different round of interviews, and to my surprise, I went on getting selected from one round to another, second to third, third to fourth, and if you want to know the detail how the interview went, what was the different round of interviews that I gave, I will make a separate video, because has this is a video about my story, how I get, in brief, how I became a cabin crew at the age of 32. I just want to keep it short. So yeah, so this was the time I got selected finally for this company, and this today when I'm making this video, it's almost 1 year I'm working for this company as a cabin crew. So yeah, that was my story of becoming a cabin crew at the age of 32. And on this channel, I will be helping the aspiring cabin crew. Basically, I want you guys to comment down below what is the next topic that I should be making. From my end, I will be making a detailed video about what were the different round of interviews I went through for this company, and how did I overcome my the hurdles that I had, basically. Um, the reason I was not getting selected for so many years, and how did I overcome this. So I will make a detailed video about the interview rounds as well. And and any kind of help that you guys need from me, please do make use of the experience that I have. I want you guys to make use of the experience and ask me questions on the comment down below, and give me suggestion what kind of basically videos I should be making in the future. Thank you so much, first of all, for watching this video till the end. And if you like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, so that you, and also hit the notification icon so that you get notified about the future videos that I make. Thank you so much for showing me so much of love in advance, because I believe this is how the family is going to grow. I want you guys to support me and this channel, and let's grow together. Thank you so much for listening to my story, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much. Love you all.